water cooled. So that's safe. However, let's say if the water that you use is not pure, and then there might be deposit forming on the conduit or the little tubes or the chamber, hollow chamber inside the winding, this will gradually obstruct the flow, and the result is you expect a certain cooling capability, but you might instead have a local higher temperature at that particular end winding. Now, we need this because most generators, they have the temperature sensor using the RTD at the core, and that is very far away from the end winding. And by the way, by the time you see the core raise temperature, your machine is in danger. So you need to have this extra insurance. So what we suggest is minimum 12 vibrofiber sensors that can help you monitor both vibration and temperature. And since our system comes with 16 channels, you have spare ones. These spare ones can be used to monitor other locations like the parallel ring, phase drop, and anything that you suspect is moving. And besides vibration, you can also use the same sensor to check out your hydrant cooling, whether the cooling has been adequate. Since vibrofiber is made with glass, and then packaged material is plastic or high temperature plastic, it is safe to even stick it on the copper conductor. It is insulating. So to summarize what we have done today, we have explained to you where the vibration comes from and how it got amplified at the end winding, and how this vibration, if it's allowed to grow, will cause rubbing, and the rubbing will cause ultimate destruction. So sum up, SEW is real. It is not fictitious. You can see the effect of SEW vibration causing hazards in a couple of pictures I've shown you before. So I wonder if you would consider talking to your colleagues at the plant, and then share what you have seen today, and then if they have some questions, help me capture these questions and communicate with us. We are very open, and what we want to do is to help you cope with this stator end winding problem. So this is close to the webinar, the end of the webinar. Okay, a few takeaway points. This is not a mechanical vibration, not a bearing problem. This is distinctly 2 times line frequency, and it depends on which country you are. You will see distinctly different 100 Hertz or 120 Hertz. One way to prove that is not mechanical in nature, once you shut down the machine, turn off the current, this signal will instantly disappear. Anything mechanical, if it's bearing, since the machine is still turning, will feel a residue. I not find that in SW. Remember, SEW can cost you the whole generator, or at least cost you a lot of rewinding and make it so inconvenient. So take it seriously. Thank you very much for your attention. And now we have question and answer. Now we have a little chat box that you see on the screen. If you have some questions, please enter into this chat box. My colleague Vivian is also participating in this webinar. She will be marking down all these questions, and I can answer them now. If you do not have a question right away, please communicate with my email. I have my coordinates shown here. Okay, a few housekeeping things. SEW1, what you have just heard, will be given again next week on Wednesday, but a little bit earlier. And this is to facilitate Middle East and customers in India. And of course, the day after that, we'll be organizing another one for the Far East, which will take place on Thursday night. By the way, SEW2 will be discussing details of our two reference plants, and in particular, the Perky plant will give you all the characteristics of the TG guard, which is our SEW solution. And SEW2 webinar will be presented on Wednesday, January the 30th, and at the same time. So I now take a look at some of the questions. Okay, there's a question here. Tom said, you said 120 Hertz times 10 and give 1200 sampling rate. How come you can show 3000 Hertz signal? Okay, we are talking about two things. Okay, the actually the sample rate selection is a software feature, and our hardware itself can support all the way up to 3,000 Hertz. So that means we could actually sample at much higher to facilitate, you know, in case there is a higher frequency component there. But that is rather unusual. Okay, so there is the software part and there is the hardware part, and this information will be made very clear in our second webinar talking about the detail, the specification of TG guard. Okay. Let's see if there's another question. Oh, okay. It seems to have all the questions we have. Let's see. Oh, okay. There's another one. The question also asked by Tom, does it mean sensor to be installed at the end cap? No, no. As a matter of fact, it's a very good question, and comment actually. In the second webinar, we'll be showing you installation at the Perky plant where the end winding does not have well-defined end cap. And in fact, it comes around as a cylinder. And in that case, we have to think about some innovative to adapt our sensor to conform with the curved surface. And it will be discussed in detail in that. Okay, and we know the trick. So I will hold you in suspense, Tom, until that time, and then you'll see very clearly. So an invitation will be sent to all of you for SEW2 today, and kindly register it. By the way, just to recap, SEW1 talks about the problem. SEW2 talks about the detailed implementation of problem solution called the TG Guard, and with it there will be a lot of extra business values that that you can talk about to your management. And in fact, TG Guard is not a product. It's actually indirect consulting services built into TG Guard. Is 5 years data analysis for you, and in the form of quarterly report or instantaneous alarm if so. Again, I thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you again on the 30th. Now, if you have colleagues that have not been able to join us today, the same webinar, SEW1, will be given next week, also on Wednesday, but 2 hours earlier. That invitation will also go out today. So in the meantime, if you have any question at all, please note the email address on the screen and feel free to communicate with us. I thank you for your attention, and then you all have a nice day. Thank you. Bye.